Some background info: I live right by a bike trail cuts into a dense forest that goes on and on for miles. The trail is actually laid upon old railroad tracks, and along the way there are still old pre-1900s buildings lost in the dense forest that still remains unexplored. When I was a kid I was always deathly afraid to go out into these woods for some reason. Well, what I encountered today has rekindled that fear. This afternoon at about 1 p.m. I really felt like riding my bike. The weather is so nice now and I love being alone out in the woods away from everyone, so it was perfect. I pack up a notebook, a pen, always on hand in case of inspiration, and a big bottle of water and head off into the woods. The opening is so tiny against the vast dense forest you have to know exactly where it is to find it. It always seems spooky and mystical because it's just this black, almost doorway-looking void amidst this mountain of trees and underbrush. I speed down the hill as usual and in a couple of seconds reach the crossroads. One goes forward into the thickest parts of the forest, the left goes towards the city and highway, and the right goes out into the open endless fields and farmland with the big patches of forest spread throughout. I sat there for a little bit, took a swig of water and head right. I haven't been out very far past the fields before and I have a day to kill, so I keep going and going and going. Past the open fields and the huge pastures, past the familiar broken down railroad checkpoint or whatever it is, past the one single house that lies just outside the trail, past the huge rusting metal bridge. So I'm going and going and going, and eventually I see a beware sign nailed to a tree, then another, then a couple altogether nailed to an old busted phone line, and finally a huge wooden barricade that says "Stay Out." Pick related, except imagine thicker and the trail like 20 feet higher than the tree bases. The thing was already pushed partially out of the way like someone had been in before me, and being the rebel that I am, I just had to see what was back there, something I soon came to regret. So I am riding again, and the forest is far thicker than before, and on each side of the trail about 4 inches out it drops right off, steep as fuck and deadly, that's for sure. At this point I'm a bit uneasy as it is completely silent, not a fucking sound. I mean, this is deep, thick forest, why am I not hearing any animals? Immediately after this realization I come upon an opening finally. Down below it's now swampy and dark, the trees are far and few between and rise out of these deep dark pools of water. I'm creeped out at this point. It's eerie as fuck out here, I'm totally alone and I'm getting tired. I start crossing this very sketchy old wooden bridge, slowly, and then hear this deep low grumble and immediately pause. Nothing but eerie empty silence, not a fucking sound all around me. I then carefully start again and realize it's just my tire, the fucking thing has gone flat. I have no idea how I didn't realize this earlier at any point in my trip. I mean, it was totally and utterly dead. Then I hear this dreadful fucking blood-curdling scream tear through silence. I'm fucking teary-eyed and have goosebumps as I tell this. I am frozen, I have no idea what it was, no idea where it was, and of all fucking times my tire is fucking flat as a 9-year-old Chinese boy. A stick breaks and I immediately whipped my bike around and started pedaling my fucking ass off. All of a sudden I start hearing shit crashing in the woods and I don't dare fucking look out there. I am swerving all over this shitty trail because it is covered in pebbles, holes, cracks, broken branches and all kinds of other shit that can all totally kill me at this speed. And somehow before I didn't see these clumps of white stringy fur all caught on the trees and along the trail. The sounds of something racing through this dense thick brush are so loud I can hear it over my horrendously obnoxious flat tire squishing and squashing on the ground as I am almost spinning the chain off the gear. At this point a million things are racing through my mind. My legs are absolutely burning from riding so far out into the woods and now blazing back on this goddamn tire. Fuck. I swerved right on the edge of the trail and the sandy pebbly shit went flying out into the trees, jumped over a huge pothole and heard another loud ass scream. That didn't even faze me at this point. I am just pounding my legs, breathing so hard my chest hurts and waiting for my tire to explode at any moment and to finally get eaten by whatever the fuck is chasing me. I just missed the barricade, literally centimeters from crashing headfirst into the thing. Finally I see a light off in the distance. I'm close to getting back on the fields and back towards home. I'm filled with a new wind of energy and kick it in hyperdrive now. The sounds of crashing are now getting softer, slower. Then stop. I fucking made it. I finally made it. I zoom right out into the sunlight. I've never been happier in my fucking life to feel the sun in my eyes. At that moment I just stop. The fatigue just immediately hits me like a wave. I'm dead fucking tired and couldn't move another inch. I turned my head around to look back at whatever the fuck was there, and in the darkness I see 2 red burning eyes just staring right at me. I felt my entire body go cold. Then in a flash they were gone. I rode back fast as I could but eventually slowed down and crawled my way all the way back, I downed what little bit of water I had left, and even though it was hot I wasn't sweating one drop. I was literally frozen from that stare. Did I see a fucking Goatman/X/? Tomorrow I'm getting a gun license and buying a shotgun and never going out into those woods again. Fuck, I'm even considering moving into a city away from any wooded areas now.
Could you describe it? Did you get a good look?
It was tall, taller than me at least, and I'm 6'2". It was slim and had long limbs, and I could see it was pale under the scattered light that broke through the canopy. All I can remember are those deep red glowing eyes. It was slender and pale, and there was ambiguous bright white fur along the sides of the trail past the barricade. It looked like it just fell off, really weak cotton-like hair, but a bright white/blonde look to it.
What city are you in? And where is this bike trail or forest?
I'm in Illinois, but I don't want to get any more specific than that.